Yeah. Game Breakers Entertainment. Got a hustler's mentality.
Hey guys, this is Psycho Break along with
Tojo.
featuring
Big Bus. Your mama knows me.
Yep.
Hey, that's true.
And we're talking about the All Out 2021 review. So first we're going to start up with the match of the buy-in, which was pretty much a good thing that nobody was looking forward to that match because it was a lot of
Flippy stuff.
And it was okay for the most part, trying to get the fans hyped and everything, but it was definitely not one that I was focused on because I was setting up the hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, Luchasaurus looked really good in that match, though, and it was cool. Like, the Butcher came back, and been missing him for a while. He's one of the few big men who's in the company now. There's not very many big men there. There's a lot of people that do flippy stuff, which I like. Probably the best flippy person in the whole match. Honestly, didn't get to do much in Jack Evans, though. They just kind of had him taking bumps.
Well, I didn't get to see this match, but you said Butcher finally came back. Wasn't he gone for breaking his hand?
Yeah, he hurt it. He hurt his hand. He was gone for a real long time. I read something about he was going to leave for a little while to do music stuff, but he actually ended up like breaking his hand before he was even able to go. So I don't even think he was able to do stuff with his band because he's a bassist, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't even know that.
Okay, and the winners of that match was Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Willer Yuta, Jurassic Express.
Yep.
Next, we're going to talk about the first match of the night, which was Mural versus Eddie Kingston.
I wasn't really expecting this match to kick off first, so that would kind of threw me off when they started that, to be honest with you. But anyways.
It was really, really hard hitting. Eddie Kingston tore up Mural's chest. You could see it was like all purple and everything up under there.
Yep.
He's really known for his chops, and he really wanted it to seem like because Mural's so muscular that he was able to, hit hard to be able to actually hurt him. Whereas Mural mostly has been fighting guys he's way bigger than the El Fuego guy.
Yeah,
He's been throwing people all over
Darby
the place.
Allen.
Yeah, he's been way bigger than everybody. So like Eddie Kingston was the first person who had size enough, to be able to hit him and stuff. There was a lot of stuff went on with this with the turnbuckle that had a false finish in this, where the referee ended up not, paying attention, and Eddie Kingston had done a spinning back fist. He had knocked Mural out. Like, he had the 3 count, and so the ref ended up, getting, like, confused in this, like, trying to put the turnbuckle back on, and slow counted. And then he, like, got pushed into the corner, and when the ref wasn't paying attention, he did the old back kick to the yam bags. Mural did to Eddie Kingston. That set up the finish and everything. It was a really hard-hitting match. It was real physical, which I like. It's a little different. Like, it's one thing I like about AEW. They provide all different kinds of matches, from your technical to your high flying, and then let everybody pretty much go. Whereas other companies will, they'll limit people a whole lot. But AEW just lets them go all out.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I was wanting to add in to what Big Bus was saying was, it definitely seemed like that the ref was not even paying attention, like you said, because there was one part too where Mural was getting ready to throw Eddie into the turnbuckle, and the ref stepped in, and the fans started booing because pretty much they knew right then that it was going to go over, that it was just a matter of time when Mural was going to beat him, just because the ref wasn't paying attention. But other than that, it was an alright match.
Yeah, like Mural's chest was just through. It was hamburger meat.
Oh, God. He couldn't even lift the belt afterwards.
Man, yeah, he was struggling lifting the belt. It's the week, one of the weekends for barbecue, and you could have thrown him right on the grill. His chest was it was gone. It was complete hamburger meat.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't Daniel Bryan when Roderick chopped him in like 05 bad, but it was bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
All right, and the next match we got?
The next match was John Moxley versus, how do you say that name?
Kojima.
And it was a hard-hitting match. It really was. To me, one of the best parts about the match was that they literally held nothing back. They didn't care about each other. They just wanted to fight. What did you think about it, Psycho Break?
Honestly, I'm going to have to turn it over to Bus because I was in there making our food.
Yeah, it was a really hard-hitting match. But, Japan really came with the strong style starting in the 90s and then moved over to the United States. And like MLW and Ring of Honor, it was real heavy. But it was a real throwback match, to those kind of days. And it was hitting real hard. He got some color. There was some color in the match and everything. It was all leading up to the way that he ended up winning. Like, you knew somebody was going to come out, and it was really cool when Mural Suzuki came out. Anybody who's really big in wrestling, knows of him and his strong style, which is really, really prominent. Yeah. Like him, you knew it was gonna be somebody big like him or Shibata. It was gonna be one of them two that came out there.
Yeah, you actually said Shibata at first, and I didn't think it was gonna be him. But man, that was a surprise. Then he ended up doing that pile driver on Moxley.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's supposed to carry over. That feud's supposed to carry over Wednesday at Dynamite.
That will be on Wednesday night Dynamite.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
And I think it's leading up to, I don't know if Shibata will come over, but he's really been calling out Tanahashi, so I think he's building up kind of through the legends throughout the company.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. Okay, now let's talk about one of my favorite matches of the night. The tag team steel cage match with the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers.
Holy shit.
It was hard hitting, a bunch of flippy crap.
Bunch of flippy crap.
And
Sorry.
dude, if you like tag team wrestling, this was the match for you.
This was a love letter sealed with blood, signed in blood, honestly.
You even got some tap dance on the face with some Nikes covered with thumbtacks, which
Yes.
is always fun. You got the good old heel ripping up the Lucha mask. That's always good. There was tons of false finishes. I mean, you just didn't know. There was so many times that you just thought the match was over, and it wasn't. And they had really good use of the cage in there as well,
Oh, yes.
which a lot of times they don't do. They use it a whole bunch of times. A lot of times the cage is just there for them to bounce people off of every now and then. But they actually use it as a weapon really well in this match. I thought so, but it was one of the best matches that's definitely came out this year. I would probably it'd probably be a 5 out of 5. From me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really a great match.
I agree. That's definitely a good match. A lot of false finishes. Just seeing how the Lucha Bros, what was it? Zito, Meadow, what was it?
Penta?
Yeah, Penta. Seeing how bloody he was tells me one of the ones that really got me, that kind of clutched my heart in the feels, is right when one of the Young Bucks is getting ready to do the super kick with the thumbtacks, and the older brother blocks his younger brother from getting hit, and I was like, man, that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, it's one of the best cage matches I've seen probably since TNA Triple X versus America's Most Wanted. That's a legendary cage match, and it might be the best one I've seen since that. I love that match. It was a great match. It might be one that you want to look up as well.
I wholeheartedly agree. And while we're on the topic of cage matches, we're going to talk about TNA. Remember that cage match where Skipper ran on top of the cage?
That's the match I was just talking about. America's Most Wanted versus Triple X. It was Eli Skipper and Christopher Daniels versus Wildcat, Chris Harris, and
James Storm, the cowboy.
And yeah, like he said, he literally ran across the top of the cage and did a head scissors during that match.
That was the best oh my god moment I've ever seen in a tag team match.
I think I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's awesome. We might review that sometime.
Oh yeah, we have to, definitely.
The next match we had coming up was going to be what was the next match?
I believe the next match was the women's battle royal.
Yep.
Battle royal.
Yep. You're You're right on that.
And if you remember, we had a bet going on with me and Psycho Bird.
Yeah.
And he said Thunder Rosa was going to win it. I said Ruby Soho was going to debut and she was going to win it. And it was a good match, but the last two in the match was Ruby and Thunder.
Yeah, that was something else.
Yeah, you knew there was a couple of build-ups to it. There was Bunny and
Bunny,
versus Anna Jay and Ty Conte.
yeah,
And
Bunny
then
was
you had-
basically getting help with Penelope Ford.
Yeah,
Up against
versus
them.
yeah, and the other ones was Jay Cargill
And I believe she was kind of trying to start a feud with Thunder Rosa.
no, she wasn't. It was the big girl.
Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose, there you
yeah.
go. Sorry about that. But those two was feuding, and all of them ended up running together, during the match. Jay Cargill ends up Jay Cargill ends up getting thrown out by Nyla Rose to start that feud. Anna Jay and all of them end up eliminating each other, and it ends up coming down to Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose,
And Ruby.
Yes.
Yeah. All in all, that over the top match was actually probably pretty good.
Yeah, they had the three stories going into it, and they built up pretty well throughout to continue those feuds going forward.
Yeah, they really did. The next match on the card was the final fight.
Yes, and what was so amazing about that is you thought when it started that it was going to be Chris Jericho because it does the countdown like Y2J, and then it says Jericho's last match, and then when it pops,
I was so excited at first.
Yeah, it was definitely a really good troll by MJF. I really got a kick out of that. The only bad thing about that match was Jericho came out with the guitars from Fozzy, and he was playing so loud that it was overdrowning the crowd, and you couldn't hear them sing along.
Yeah, you couldn't. That whole guitar drowned the whole thing. It was pointless. It was pointless.
And the match was really good. It started off really slow, but I was kind of talking. It
was a slow build, but it got good.
Yeah, and we was kind of talking about how it was going to build up and everything, and it built up really slow. It was a good slow burn, and then it picked up a whole lot by the end, and there was a lot of counters and false finishes and everything. It wasn't really false falls because it was more there was more countering each other's submission moves.
Yeah. The only thing is that the fans' reaction when Audrey was more focused on doing the count than she was on Jericho's actual foot being on the rope, that the fans started booing immediately, instantaneous after that was done.
Yeah.
And Jericho kept his foot on the rope though the whole time.
Another ref came down and said, I was right there, I saw it, it was on the rope before 3, and they restarted a match.
Yeah, Corey, he's from Alabama. That's why he knew what was going on. I'm just saying.
True that.
If you know what's going on, he's an ex-wrestler. He's from this area. They told him he was too little. He ended up becoming a very good referee, and he's been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But he's from Alabama, so he's cool in my book.
That's pretty awesome. I didn't know that.
I definitely agree with that one.
R.I.P. Bobby Eaton, too.
Yep.
Alabama legend, that recently passed away.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the first matches, not to get off the topic, but I remember the first match I saw Bobby Eaton live was with him and Dusty Rhodes, the son, Dusty Rhodes. And that was back in '93 when we was going to go see Sting with my brother's Make-A-Wish Foundation thing. And seeing him in person was pretty cool. He's pretty tall.
Yeah, they say he's one of the nicest people in the wrestling business.
I've always heard that. I never got to meet him or see him live, but I've always heard he was one of the best to actually meet in person.
Most definitely.
Okay, now for our next match, it was really the match that everybody came to all out to see. CM Punk versus Darby Allen.
I thought you were going to say QT Marshall and
Nope, that came on after that match.
I thought that was the match. I thought that's one we bought the pay-per-view.
Didn't we all take a piss break during that?
Yeah, we took a piss break on the Punk match and we watched the QT Marshall match.
Yeah, right. I took a piss break during the QT Marshall. Paul Wright match. You ran to Walmart.
I got tomatoes and toilet paper. It was so important to go get instead of watching the Paul White match.
Dude, no, honestly, the one thing I will say about that match is I was right on that one about the fact of the matter is that match was not long at all. It was so pointless. I don't know what they plan on doing with Paul White. I give credit to JR. He did not call him Big Show in this one.
I was surprised by
But I don't see the point in this because if Big Show's going to have matches like this, he's not going to be able to. I don't see him holding any type of belt because all these wrestlers can go for a long period of time. And yeah,
I think it was more to settle a score on that one than anything else.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's get back to the Punk versus Darby Allen match.
Yeah, it was a really good match, especially for two guys. One of them looks like your ag shop guy, and the other one looks like the little kid who skateboards in front of the grocery store by your house. But both of them are really great athletes, and they put on a really good match. CM Punk, you could tell he was winded, but he hasn't wrestled in 7 years.
Yeah.
But Darby was cutting such a fast pace there at the end. At the first, you could tell CM Punk was holding on to him a little bit, hey.
Doing a lot of rest, abdominal stretches, things like that.
Yeah, Darby Allen is almost like Darby Allen was trying to put his own self out. There was a lot of times when he got thrown into a turnbuckle, he literally went under the buckle, hit his, I think was his neck or his back, and fell out.
But
go ahead.
My bad, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But he always sells really, really good. He doesn't oversell like El Generico when he was in Ring of Honor, where he'd get hit and he'd flip over 3 times, or The Rock when he takes a stunner. Even though I like that kind of stuff, he doesn't oversell, but he sells really good. He's if you just try to whip him into the turnbuckle, he's going to fly through and hit his head on the ring post and hit his back on on something. He's going to make it look like he's really taking a beating. He likes pain, And like I said, he's the local kid skating and flipping on top of his head at the grocery store.
Yeah, this was also a real slow burn match at the beginning. But it picked up towards the end, big time. One of the best parts about it to me was whenever Punk actually got the GTS on Darby, and Darby went through the ropes onto the floor.
Yeah, that showed that Darby was really smart enough to know that if to take a break, and he knew that he didn't want to get pinned. So when he went out, it just played in Darby's favor, and I think that showed that Darby was really smart. He took the bumps, but he kind of had a game plan on that.
Yeah, he put it on really well. It took him. He had to hit him twice with the GCS, go to shop class.
Yep, go to shop class. Yep.
So he had to hit him with that twice before he finally took him out. He made sure that he made the up and coming kid look really good, and that's something I really like. These veterans coming back, and I want them to make the up and coming kids look really good, because it's one thing I've noticed. They brought in a lot of people, and I'm scared that the older guys are going to end up taking all the shine from these young kids, that they sign, like the Joey Janela's and Darby Allens and people like that. I really want to see them build them up, Sammy Guevara's, that because there's no future, and that's what's happening in the big brand right now. They haven't really built a wrestler in for forever, being honest. So. You got to build up the future, and the older people's got to take concessions. You've won a whole lot, and you don't have to win all the time anymore. Your name's built. You got to build up the next generation. You got to have the Andres losing to Hogan, the Hogan's losing the Warrior. So and so. Brett and Shawn, and then Brett and Stone Cold. You got to pass the torch.
Yeah,
and people really aren't doing that now.
And what was great about the match is after it was over with, Sting came down and Punk shook his hand. Then Punk actually showed Darby Allin respect.
Yeah.
That is what AEW is about.
Yep.
Respect.
Before we go on to the next one, what the next one was, I just want to give a shout out. Darby Allen's skateboard looked fucking sick. When he came to the ramp, he lifted up his skateboard, and it was half a skull, half CM Punk's face. I thought that was fucking cool.
It really was. Now, of course, we're at our final match of the night.
Britt Baker.
Oh wait, yeah, we gotta go over Britt Baker match. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. That was also a very good match.
That was a good match. Nothing on that I thought was going to happen. Matter of fact, I think we kind of did it out of order because the 20-woman Battle Royal happened after the Britt Baker match, but it's whatever. But yeah, that honestly, to me, in my opinion, I think that Britt Baker match was actually really good.
It really was a great women's wrestling match.
Yeah, Chris Statlander, she proved that she belongs to be there, and she's one of the few ones that over there that has a lot of strength.
And she got to show it.
Yeah, she's one of the stronger people that they got there. There's Cargill, her, and Nyla Rose. They're about the only ones who have a whole lot of strength. Britt Baker did really well to not try to overpower. She used a lot of moves where she used her force and everything against her motion and everything. A lot of stuff going at the knees and things like that, which was really smartly played.
Yeah, honestly, to be truthful, and I just want to say this. Also, Britt Baker in the match did a nod to Adam Cole. I really don't know why. We'll talk about that later. That's just so I don't get ahead of myself. But she did a nod to him. She did some move. I forgot what move it was. You know what
Adam Cole, when he does it, it's called Panama Sunrise.
Okay.
But they called it
the Pittsburgh
Sunrise.
Okay,
because Britt
cool.
Baker being from Pittsburgh.
Okay, that's cool. So, on to the next.
The final match was
We didn't hit the Paul White epic encounter.
we already did that.
All right. Let's,
I went to Walmart. My bad.
Yeah. All right, so let's sum up the QT Marshall and Paul White thing again. Basically, on this match, everybody tried to attack Paul White. Paul White did a couple of moves. QT goes for the leg, which actually exposes the knee brace, which I don't know if he meant to do that or not. I think that's just what happened. All I know is he went onto the top rope for whatever stupid reason. Goes to jump on Big Show. Big Joe catches him with the hand on the thing, lifts him up, choke slams him, hooks the leg. It's over. Like this match, honestly, I'd love to see the person that said I'm buying all out to see this match because I feel sorry for you, son.
But I will say I think it was like Paul White kind of wanted to do another match. He had a very serious and major
hip surgery,
and they told him he wouldn't ever wrestle again. And I think it might be him just trying to prove the doctors
that he could still do it. Yeah, I can still do it. I think that was more of a personal thing. For that, I respect him.
Yeah. He never put on like super great matches, but he was good for what he's there for. Like he was really good with somebody who was smaller. He can really work with him.
So he did what he was there to do.
Yeah, I think he could still put on decent moves like him taking the punishment. But like,
yeah, I really don't see. Honestly, that's my thing. Is that I want to see them build a good story with him. But the thing is, the stories can be great, but the matches be like it's like flaccid when it's go time. It's like what the hell's going on? And anyways, but what's up? So on to the what is it? The One Winged Angel. Let's go ahead and get into that.
Kenny Omega versus
Tyson Smith. You mean?
Okay, you want to go there? Generic Chicken versus Christian Cage.
The world's ugliest man, in Vince McMahon's opinion.
Yeah, right. Can't cut it.
That's all he did when he was in WWE. He'd be in their ears telling them to talk about how ugly Christian was.
Yep, true.
Yeah, he didn't want to put a blue dot over his face because he didn't want to see him.
Wow, that's messed up. But nobody knows this that Kenny Omega used to go to the Waffle House in North Carolina.
I heard he got herpes once.
In North Carolina.
All in all, though, what was really crazy about this match, though, was seeing the coup de grace done on Christian with the table breaking on him. I was like, wait,
And
what?
the table wasn't even set up. It was just laid across him.
Yeah. He broke.
And it was not laid across him where it was the table that you would set stuff on. It was the bottom part that Omega stomped on.
Yep.
And it went into Christian's ribs.
Right.
When he really hurt his ribs is when he speared him.
Yeah.
Christian speared Kenny Omega off the apron. And
Onto
he came
another
down.
table.
Yeah, and the table broke funny and it lacerated him some.
Yeah.
And then he got in the ring and he caught a V trigger and he literally, Triple H goes, pfft. He spit blood up like that.
I didn't catch that, but Buzz called that. Oh my God! And sure as shit, he had blood full of mouth.
Yeah.
Golly.
He caught him really hard with that, and
I wonder if he ended up biting his tongue or what, making him not feel that bad.
I don't know, but he hit him really hard with the V trigger. I mean, he hit him hard anyway, but that one was extra stiff.
Yeah.
And Kenny Omega
Stan
did
Hansen-esque.
a lot of snapdragons on the Christian.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And especially when he was gonna point the gun at Christian, and Christian gave him the one-man salute.
Yeah, buddy.
So yeah, that was something else. All in all, I can't remember what else happened after that match.
Well, let's see.
We still haven't finished that.
They started to beat up Christian,
Like mud stomping that ass.
and Jurassic Express came out to try to save Christian.
Christian lost, by the way.
Yeah. We never touched on that. Yeah. Matter of fact, how he lost is Tyson Smith. I mean, Kenny Omega got Christian, and they actually got on top of the turnbuckle and did the one-wing knee
Off
on
the
that.
second rope.
Off the second row.
From North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Anyway, Omega had everybody out there with him in the Elite, and he was saying how everybody that
He's there to send him
can
to
go up against him for the title match is either retired, not there, or dead.
Yeah. But he also told him that he was there to send everybody home happy, which I thought that was so
And
funny.
he did start off doing his, now I bid you adieu. And all of a sudden,
Lights go out.
lights go out. And you see Adam Cole, baby! And you would think that Adam Cole would come and attack Kenny Omega.
And Bus,
Because of?
Bus, explain that, what that feud was on there. Why we thought that.
When he was in Ring of Honor, Adam Cole was in the Bullet Club, and Kenny Omega was running the Bullet Club, and Adam Cole was over the Ring of Honor version, and Kenny Omega was over the Japan version. But Kenny Omega kicked Adam Cole out and had Marty Scurll and the Young Bucks jump him. So Adam Cole come out there and told him he hadn't forgotten what he had done. But I thought there was going to be, but I slowly saw Jungle Boy getting up, and I thought it was going to be just too funny if he super kicked him loopy, and guess what he did?
He super kicked him loopy.
I will say that Adam Cole's music was pretty trash. I did not like it when he came out, but I was happy to see him.
I agree with you there.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
the reason why that music was done different is he wanted to separate the whole Undisputed Era sound.
Oh, you could still not come out with trash music.
I
I thought he was
agree.
going to come out to the Billy and Chuck.
Oh, no.
No,
Oh.
and the music was just that horrible.
Oh, God.
But it's not as bad as the Jurassic
so
Expresses. Yeah, Jurassic Express's music's pretty horrible. I hate the Jungle Book stuff.
Oh, better not say that.
Yeah.
All right.
But that wasn't all.
Not at all.
No.
Apparently, the Nazis were coming in because, yes.
Yes. Brian Danielson made his debut.
Don't call him Dan Bryan. That's not his real name. Brian Danielson. You see how creative WWE was. They took Brian Danielson and turned it into Dan Bryan.
That is music to my ears, damn it.
Because they can't copyright his real name.
Yep, because that would be some flippity shit.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool hearing the fans get all in,
Yeah.
but because they went all out. But anyways, that have the fans chanting yes and stuff, and Daniel Bryan doing that, that's cool. I really hope, like we was talking about earlier, now that this is there, he's got the developmental talent to actually help build the young talent. So honestly, Tony Khan has just bought. You might as well say Tony Khan just bought WWE with what he's got. I mean,
and he helped up Christian and the Jurassic Express. I really hope he helps like Jungle Boy. Like I like Luchasaurus and all them, but Luchasaurus, a lot of people don't know. WWE gave up on him. They said he wasn't crap.
Yeah,
and then he went to Lucha Underground and Ring of Honor, and then like he's finally starting getting his just due in AEW. I mean, he got some of his just due in Lucha Underground, but that's one of the people that they gave up on over there.
And that's just tragic because I remember when we watched him on Ring of Honor live and in person, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching the dude that played Judas in Big Brother. And he was facing Flip Gordon, I think, that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the night that Flip Gordon injured himself, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did.
But all in all, guys, I'm going to start first. I give this thing probably a 9.95. What do you give this, Buzz? I
would give it a solid 9.5.
Derek?
I think I'm just going to give it a damn 10.
There we go.
With the Paul White match.
Okay, a 9.
Now, as far as the bet goes,
we never went over what stipulation was going to be.
Yeah, I'm still wondering.
So stay tuned for the end of the video to see what it is. And wait a second. Wasn't Big Bus going to do something?
What's that?
I don't know. Did you hear that? I think it's over there.
Where?
Oh. What's that? We beat you a dude.
Don't forget to break all them chains, especially like he's out on the floor right now.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Yeah. Game Breakers Entertainment. Got a hustler's mentality.